Hello. I thought I'd make this videocast to record something that's happening around here. So I was woken up. Yeah, I used to call this as habeas corpus. I don't know if it's the same thing that's happening here, but okay. I don't know if it's the same thing happening here, but I used to call it as, habeas corpus, those kinds of things. But I was kind of dozing off, and then I got woken up by this recognized phenomenon, and that is like sharp metal things, ball or metal things, put to my lip. Yeah, it's energetically or something. And then there begins a certain like coiling. Yeah, like that here. And then further tightening. Yeah, tightening from there. And my breath gets affected. My voice is different. It's a little sharp. Yeah. And my heart gets a little like that. My breath goes that way. And then I call it the GA point. Yeah, that's about the midline, about the region of solar plexus. That gets a little tight. And I call it the history and herstory. When you're breathing healthy naturally, then history and herstory moves forward for the better. That is not comfortable for somebody who's listening to me right now. And had a concern when I kind of was thinking I'm going to make a podcast or a videocast. And there's now I know what you're doing. So I can hear that right now. And and then there is this further from here tightening and then a little like that, yeah, and inside. Um, and that affects my tongue, yeah, my mouth. I have recorded a previous video where I was saying there's a little swelling that's happening. And I was calling it as Visha. This is Visha, but from somebody around the environment. The hurt hurts. Yeah, the one who's hurt hurts. Now, they may not be calling it as hurt. It'd be like, this is how you maintain things, control. Yeah. This is a form of sickness in a person. Person who's listening right now, who's doing that, can listen to me. Yeah. And so my heart's going like that. So there's certain control inwards. I can feel that physiologically. And so there's then sense of I shouldn't be speaking this. Um, I'm talking about a symptom of a disease. Now, somebody may or may not know it, but I think it's some form of a Tantra Vidya or something, black magic, or some such thing. And this has been happening since some time. So there's nothing new here. And if the person who's listening to me, um, yeah, is hearing more about their disease symptoms. So why is this important? Because I can now feel the tension from my head, yeah, like from left and right sides, my skull going like that. And what I'm saying, not saying, and now there's again this what I was calling his obscurance. So I'm kind of forgetting my next sentence. There's also the thought of can you think further? Yeah. Like when I'm trying to solve something, solve problems, can you solve? So um, so it's that kind of you're under my control. Yeah. You will think what I want you to think. And by posting content on social media, so there's a certain form of jealousy, um, different kinds of such dynamics. And right now, what I'm thinking and what I'm saying is having a little bit of moment. And I do healthy natural breathing and then resolve it to the extent that I can, but also my performance gets affected. And what I can do per geodesimal location. When I'm here, what I can do, like say when I walk around somewhere, then what I can do, or I'm sitting in another location, what I can do. So this is per geodesimal location influence, okay, from the environment or what somebody deems it necessary to do, controlling the apparently you can't really call it the Uragatamma, but it's more the deities, so to speak, or what they know not know, and consequently how that affects their life or what happens to them, what they have, what they don't have in life, and what they continue to not have in life by how this control mechanism happens. You know what? So there are some people that call gods as the demons and the demons as gods. Let's just call them as ahuras and devas. And people don't know which is the god, which is a demon. And they apparently know because they are sure 6 is the right number and 9 is wrong. You know, they see things from one perspective, don't know the other perspective. They've never had a reason to think from the other perspective. And so their idea of God or power is right and the other is wrong. And so the other needs to be controlled and maintained in place. So something is positive, the other is negative. And consequently, they don't know if they are making the gods angry or the devils angry. Yeah? And if they say, okay, now see anger, so see, my thing is working. They don't know if it's a god who's angry or it's a devil who's angry. So you see, I'm talking about a symptom of a disease. From not knowing, you're causing a problem for yourself. So my way of functioning has been respect the known and the unknown. So it's like living on the ledge. You don't know which is what you know and which is what you don't know. And there's a lot that you don't know. Yeah. Respect the unknown, considering there's a lot that we don't know. And work by doing the right things. If you're having control dynamics, control mechanics, or ways of controlling something for something to work, you're the one who's in trouble. You are putting yourself, your family members, I'm sure the person who's doing this does not like this. Your family members, your future generations, what you can generate, you're okay, this person is apparently ensuring the future generations are good. But do you know what you're actually doing? Yeah. So when I'm saying you, it's to anybody who's doing this control mechanics. And if you notice, my speech is increasing in speed because the person who's controlling is also going through agitation. So you could manage your health and the way you are breathing and many kinds of things. But there's also because of what you don't know, which is affecting your life. It may or may not be showing as a disease. It may or may not be showing as maybe an economic challenge, maybe a wisdom challenge, opportunities showing in your life, or not. And you would like things to happen, but things are not happening the way you would want it to. You're maintaining a disease. It may not be a physical symptom that you can go to a doctor and get a solution for. Even if so, there could be differences in that, or how the disease apparently resolves. It's also because of what you're doing. And what you don't know you're doing is affecting your life. What you're doing, and you don't know which wrong you're doing, that's affecting your life. And you say, okay, now this is wrong, so I won't do this. What about the other things? So I keep talking here, you recognize the symptoms. Somebody's got to pay me, but my bank balance has been getting affected, I'm telling you. So, karmanya vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. According to your karma is your what you sow, so do you reap. Yeah, karma phala. So you think you're doing the right thing, but you don't really know. If your right thing involves control mechanics, controlling something, making something happen, you are to that extent causing trouble. And then there is some things which needs to be done. Okay, now this is where I talk in terms of maintaining your health, but health in such a way that it's not you versus others. So this is where I'm calling as competition control dynamics, where you're taking care of your health at this point in time, this geodesimal location, because there is somebody who's doing this control mechanics. If you suddenly change things, they might die. Okay, because it's like some things are. This is how we live, and you're under my control. What you don't know rules you in your life. Yeah, and you could be ruling your own life from the bad side. Yeah, which is why yoga practitioners, for example, different people who are, say, doing this, trauma release things and many kinds of things. So you're going to do it more. So somebody else is getting into trouble. Yeah, because the one who's causing trouble gets into trouble. You're getting yourself into trouble. When you're indulging in control dynamics, you are getting into trouble. What you're doing in life gets affected. And there are um, let's call them as earth maintainers, life maintainers. Yeah. In the universe, multiverse, particle physics, wave physics, what have you. Yeah. Which has been maintaining life since some time. Yeah. Which also formed the earth over time. Yeah. You could say creator, but let's say creators, many forces which are maintaining life. They're all watching. Yeah. And what you're doing affects not just you, but also them. And what gets affected affects you. Yeah. So I could not, overturn the matter and then, breathe or do something. What I'm calling is healthy natural breathing. Okay. So people think my healthy natural breathing is a way to, or somebody around here or who's doing this control thing. My healthy natural breathing is a way to control them. The way they think they are controlled is because they are doing something and then are getting affected when I do something. If they weren't doing all that stuff, how will they be controlled? Yeah, this is like projection. They project their idea onto somebody, or their idea of God or goddess, or yeah, um, and then they need to control the gods, which is interesting. Or they are controlling gods to have Lakshmi, yeah, to have wealth, health, wealth, wisdom. So who's the god? Who's the devil? Yeah, and how's the quality of life? If they are controlling God, then they are controlling destiny. Yeah, that's called kicking your own ass. Yeah, and that's putting it mildly. Yeah, it's more like how stupid are you? So before we work on artificial intelligence, let's work on natural stupidity. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. Now, and I have been maintaining health naturally by breathing healthy naturally by it's like kids, they hold hair and then they cry. Yeah, they're not crying. They're like, I got you. Yeah. Yeah. Power dynamics. Yeah, we have power grids. And we have white grid, light worker grid, and dark worker grid. Yeah. Ooh. So this is just one of the videos for your entertainment. So this is an everyday happening. Yeah, this happens every geodesimal location you move around is like, what is the health of this place? Yeah. What all kind of disease they may be having? Yeah, and what may be the causes for it, and how may be their economic condition. Yeah, what kind of savings are they doing? What kind of investments they may be making? How they may be interacting with other people. Right now, my stomach is having a moment. Yeah, from the breath getting a little like twisted and it's getting a little tight like that, and it's giving a pain. Just another moment. Yeah. So, um, restoring health while there are things like this happening. So we used to call it as, soul sync connections, from distance diksha, those kinds. So people have different kinds of health maintenance practices. So pay attention to flora, fauna, seasons. So and sow seeds accordingly. So I'm putting seeds of thought. Being aware of there are these kinds of um, bodily experiences. Seasonally, there are these new developments or new coping mechanisms or a new way of maintaining health or control dynamics. So I've been hearing this in some time. So you could say Hindu, yeah, Muslim, what have you. We got lots of religions. Everyone have their own ways of controlling the matter and getting yourself, people around you, your religion, um, your country, yeah. These are all kind of interests. They would like some things to happen, yeah. So, um, so there are things like this. So I'm like a litmus kind of. It's more like a barometer, thermometer, or there are these kinds of diseases that's showing up, and particularly in terms of the drama triad versus winner triad. So who was doing this would like me to talk about it, so then they can know how better to control the matter or how better to relieve themselves. So their people are safe. Other people, no, we don't, yeah, I don't care about that. They like their people to be fine. We have many cultures, many family trees. They like their family tree to do well. We're in the forest. So I'm in like Parvati in the forest. And the forest has many family trees. And each have their own ways of this is how to be human. Yeah. So we got lots of trees. So I'm in the forest. And I am, I cannot say clearing the forest because you haven't seen Uragattama. Yeah, this is more like Uragattama. Parvati. Well, I am breathing healthy naturally and those kinds of stuff and making these podcasts and talks about it. And what I'm saying is not so very comfortable for people who would like to maintain their trauma control mechanics. So the sense is we're not doing this wantingly. We don't know what else to do. We don't know how else to be profitable. Yeah, because there's a lot of competition and we need to be the winners. So if you're the goddess, we are controlling the goddess. So we are having luck. Mahalakshmi is with us. Yeah. And then my thought lines will be according to how you think or how I want you to think. You're not just think anybody. You're not going to think for US of A, for any other countries. You're just going to be for so this is their idea of patriotism. I'm patriotically maintaining health for my country, for my people. So their idea of country is according to their limited perspectives or their perspectives of this is right. Yeah. So this is not about, okay, so it's like the idea of the Muslim, where you're saying anybody who's a Muslim is a terrorist. See, there's a control thing. See, so there's who would like to be perceived whom or how, there's projected things. So, um, but every religion has the good side, bad side. Yeah. Um, it's about how you read your text and what you interpret and how you then live your life from it. So the same mantras you could read ulta pulta, and you have other manifestations showing up. Yeah. And you would think, okay, somebody else is harmed, so you're safe. What goes around comes around. And I am, so everybody is functioning by their own spins. Some are spinning from left to right, some are from right to left. And so we have conditions like that. So our human nature, our prakriti, is functioning from different spins. And my job, I'm doing n-dimensional yoga. Yeah. So by my circadian rhythms, by my healthy and natural breathing, I'm turning around the spins so that nobody's dying. And sometimes it gets a little too tight, and then you notice, don't do that. Yeah, because somebody controls, and then it's like this Portia's story. So we found somebody whom you're going to blame for things. Yeah. So if you don't find who's the thief, yeah, you hold somebody and make them a thief. Yeah, it's like that. So I'm not telling what am I doing. I have been telling. It's about from which direction are you looking from? Yeah, since some time I've been making videos and content. I've been talking in terms of circadian rhythms. I've been talking about some exercise I've been putting up, not telling the real content. Okay, let me tell you. We have say the Mahamrityunjaya mantra and Gayatri mantra and all of that. So you tell what you're doing. You guys are reading the Gayatri mantra. You're reading the Mahamrityunjaya mantra and all of them. But do you know what in the world you're chanting? Yeah, they're not bad. Yeah, but uh, it's like this control dynamics. Yeah, God, I will make you do things. Yeah, not really knowing that you're your own trouble. Yeah, mantra japa ratifies your different prayers. The Muslims will say we are not chanting and all that. We only do some breathing practices, butiko practices kind. Yeah. So what you don't know gets you into trouble. Yeah, and you continue to maintain being in hell. Yeah. So there are practices like that. So you maintained death, or there's this dark metabolism and light metabolism. So you may be maintaining the dark. So you're in trouble. You continue to be in hell. Yeah. You're maintaining the practice for maintaining being in hell. And that's also consistent with the spin you have. Yeah. Or the practices you do. And there are other practices. The other group will be doing other kind of metabolism. Yeah. Or there are 49 Vayus or 49 Gotras. I got to know, I was wondering about this 49 Vayus and got to know this Gotras. So, according to your lineage, from where you've studied, or the Guru Parampara, or the Rishi who started, ancient, who started it, you're functioning by one or the other. Yeah? You say, oh, mayhem. This has been happening since some time. You are from your own lineages. You have your thought lines, your religions, your ways of thinking. It's been going on since some time. Yeah, me telling it didn't start you there. Yeah, but me telling it, one group is knowing about the other group. Yeah, otherwise you don't know about religions. You don't know about family trees. You don't know about different economics. You don't know about different people functioning by their own calculations, math, their own gears. It's a perfect storm. We already were in the Chakravyuha. Yeah, we already were in I'm already speaking from Srinagar. And I've been wondering, I'm in Srinagar, and why do we have a difficulty with Srimantike? Being healthy, wealthy, wise. This is the reason. So I'm just talking it out. I'm telling the problem and cause of why we have health, wealth, wisdom challenges. And every family is dealing with their own. Yeah. So everybody looking at the what is health, wealth, and wisdom from your own perspective. Yeah, and then doing your control mechanisms. And consequently, neither are you getting better, nor others getting better. You think you're doing better, the other is, this competition. Me doing fine is fine. The other doing fine, it's not really, it doesn't matter. To that extent, the equations are not matching. I mean, mathematics also, chemical equation, accounts also, one to the other, both needs to match. Otherwise, zero balance is not maintaining. Karma is getting added. It's either called Sanchita karma or Agama karma or Prarabdha karma. Sanchita karma is accumulated karma, yeah, from many places, maybe from your ancestor material or from what you're doing. Agama karma is also how you're emerging, what kind of a being you're becoming. Because we are like Swayambhus a little bit, yeah. Once born from mother's womb, we go through cycles of birth and death, yeah. This is cycles of birth. So you're trying to go beyond cycles of birth. Ow! Look at that, they're doing that. Yeah. And so me speaking is good for some person because it is information for them. So they have more material by which to make their material. Okay. So, okay. So that's something to remember. And I'm going to post this on YouTube. So this is So there are males, there are females, different people doing this control dynamics, different, yeah. So this works for them, yeah, because then they will be able to go beyond their dukkha, yeah, to the exclusion of others. You, whatever you do, yeah, it's like that. So when it's to the exclusion of others, there is a compounded benefit, yeah. And I'm trying to have a lot of people not go through um, dying processes. Yeah. So I've been quietly doing my work. So now my speaking is causing the problem. Yeah. Um, that gets kind of interesting. I can just silently do my work and everybody can die in peace. Yeah. You don't know that death is a pandemic. Yeah. Over 2 years of the pandemic, COVID-19, I discovered that it's not the pandemic that's the problem. That's a tiny virus. Death is a pandemic. Due to many, many reasons, people die. While human beings are human bodies designed to live forever and ever and ever, happily, healthy, wealthy, wise. But why we are not able to live healthy, wealthy, wise is because of these individual practices. We don't see how a human body, we are on earth, and on earth, everything is connected with everything. You're a human being, you didn't just drop out of the sky. Within your own body material is genetic material from other families, from other lineages, from other ways of being, from microbes, plants, animals, other family trees. So when you are dishku, yeah, throwing stuff at others, you're actually throwing at yourself because your genetic material is also connected with them. So it's a genetic material in my body. What is, throwing at them? How is it going to affect you? This is like root connections, like a tree has root. Quantum mechanics. When one gets affected, the other gets affected. If they are affected, you are affected because there is quantum mechanics happening. And it's not just two trees. Your genetic material may have come from many families. So if you think all so many negative, only you're positive, it's like you're, mass AK-47 to many, and then you're getting affected. Yeah. So many together, you are like, yeah, from PJC. And death is inevitable. Yeah. You're basically killing yourself. Yeah. So my method of yoga is by, you could say loving them all up, but love also has two sides. It's like a hinged door. One side is unconditional love, the other side is unconditional hate. It's like light and dark, light photon, dark photon. So my method of love is different. It's a love with a difference. Yeah. This includes there are two sides to love. Yeah. So it's like makhan lagana, a nicely fine light. Yeah. You could just do this on your toast, on your bread toast. But uh, the butter knife has two sides. Similarly, a sword has two sides. A coin has two sides. Pros and cons, just like a person, two sides. If you're not paying attention to her and her, yeah, one or the other side, which side you're acknowledging could get you into trouble, or which side you're not acknowledging could get you into trouble. Okay. So it's like the Ahuras and Devas. So we don't know which side is Ahura, which side is Deva. Deva and Samudra Manthan, Sur and Asur, your Kundalini is getting affected because your Kundalini is like one long, it's like from mouth to anus. It's like one long connection. Yeah. Food goes from one, yeah. So your life could be getting a little constipated. Either your life or your family members or your future generations' life because they're all connected. Because it's like there's this idea of ka. Yeah, okay. Let's just say it's called Nagas, but let's just say YouTube. And we're all entangled in that sense. Yeah. And how to live in such a way that while we are entangled, we are living, contemporaries and future generations are all living healthy, wealthy wise. When there's control mechanics, then how to naturally comb the hair, it's like entangled hair, how to comb the hair such that those entanglements are slowly resolving. That is what movementless yoga makes available. I'm calling it as movementless Samudra Manthan. It's more um, you're resolving those entanglements. And that takes love. Now I have to teach love. Yeah. Okay. All right. For starters, it helps to pay attention to your belly button. Yeah. So I posted this, what I call as belly button havan. Pay attention to your belly button because your whole body formed from a connection with the mother. Yeah. And the mother's body formed from other mother. Yeah. So we are all family lineages. So you'll say, okay, my family lineage. Your family lineage is different. That is what I'm saying. Our genetic material is all connected. We are all on the same earth. Quantum mechanics and all happening. Yeah. So it's so there's an article. I will post a link to it in the description of this video. It's called as polar bodies, but it's also microchimerism. Yeah. That's also part of how this growth. It takes a village to grow a person. A human being is affected. We are all on the same planet. The whole planet, everybody affects. So you can see now we know control mechanics. Like I said, when you're controlling something, you're the one who's controlled. And we are all on the same planet. What goes around comes around. Don't get yourself into trouble. Yeah. Because the one who's a trouble gets washed out. Yeah. Because life is very, very intelligent. It's taken a long time since the Big Bang to form Earth, and then to form a human culture, and then to form a creature like me, who would actually speak out the matter, who would actually do the right thing, and then is developing a program, a course to teach this. So you want to do your own stuff, don't get yourself into trouble, or your people. Right now, as I'm speaking, there's a certain de uh, defreezing. What has been held as slightly getting released and those kinds of things. So just still good. I think I recognize at least one person who does this control mechanics. And for market dominance, so that person can have the dominance over health industry. Yeah. Um, because that person is Dhanvantri. Yeah. So I am Dhanvantri, the physician of gods. And everybody have their own idea of who's Dhanvantri. So they say, I'm king, I'm queen. Yeah, that way. So everybody else is supposed to be, Praja, less than me. Yeah. So that sense of equal with is a little missing. Yeah. So that's another sign. If you're noticing a sense of I'm the king or queen, yeah, and I'm supposed to maintain my place, that's also a sign. Because to that extent, you may not be functioning from equal. Every person knows something, the other person don't. Even if the other person don't, it's when we interact, when we talk, and that person has clarity from what you have been working on. That's when there is, we're actually helping each other. We are actually making sure that equal is coming. To the extent that we are not having equal, we are having superiority versus inferiority, heaven, hell, imbalance. Yeah. And we are not coming to um, that sense of being on the same page of the book of life. We're having our own versions of reality. And it's when we share our perspective versus another perspective from a sense of equal. That's also called as uberima fides, but let's just say equal. When there's a difficulty in sharing with another versus I'm the guru, that may be a sign. I'm the guru. And so you need to respect me. You're in some way, either you're saying it or not saying it. But to that extent, there is also the control dynamics happening. Um, so so it's about who's going to speak it. Yeah, so I'm speaking what hasn't been very nicely heard, but I'm having this discomfort. Yeah, this is happening. So control dynamics. So my voice off. So people asking, why are you like this? Yeah. So my family has been supporting me. So I'm working on having my bank balance be good enough. Yeah. Um, to at least get out of debt. And there are these kinds of things. So what I'm doing is I'm repaying the debt or paying it forward. No, if I'm going to pay it forward, it's going to be like, the curses and whatnot. Yeah. Or these control dynamics, and I would be paying that forward. That would be nice. Yeah. Which is why I've been functioning from take from everything, make something, and return to everything something better. So I don't have to take. They are not naturally giving it. Yeah. And I'm just collecting, making stuff, and then returning to everybody something better. That is called Shishti optimization. Or let's just say um, going beyond the karma things. Dushkarma, Paschatapa karma, Satkarma. That's like Paschatapa karma is like metabolism. Yeah. You take what is not working, best out of waste. Take what is not, whatever is there, good or bad, take it like from the kitchen masalas are there. So they keep giving like this. Yeah. Blessings or curses or any of that stuff. Quantum mechanics and experience of your bodily experience. You take from that. Pashatapakar is more like cooking. In the kitchen, you make stuff. So healthy natural breathing. And then from there, it becomes satkarma, like food. You serve food. I have food for thought. I'm still working on actually food being there. So the food that I cook is tasty. I can eat it. It's nice. But I don't know if somebody else will evaluate as good. Yeah, they might say salt is less. I tend to not put salt. Yeah, I also tend to not put oil and also sugar. So you would find some things are not there. Yeah. And some things like, yeah, there's a way of cooking. You'll say no non-veg. Yeah. So things like that. So I'm still checking out what is the good diet. I've come with meristematic diet. So there are many such things that I originally invent or discover because these are our practices. We have our culinary practices, we have our religious practices, we have our different how to live healthy, wealthy, wise knowledge, our businesses of everyday living, formed over many, many generations. Yeah. And we also have WHO's global list of diseases. So I discovered I had to kind of reinvent the wheel. Yeah. Reinvent what is normal, ordinary, harmonious living. So I have these kind of thought lines. So I'm at the influence, social media, different people, all social media. I don't even have to look at the planets. And then there's the planets. Since the Big Bang, we have planets and stars and galaxies, and their influence also is there. Yeah, so I'm living in a multiverse, and I'm forming my own universe. Yeah, like Muktiverse. You know, to go beyond our health, wealth, wisdom challenges and all that. Which is why I say you'd like to know more. Yeah, click on the link, pay the money, and you will learn little little. It's like going to school, small little fees. You will learn little little. Otherwise, you will have to hear a video like this. Yeah, big content. And then you'll have to have your moment. Yeah. I can see this 2 minutes I can watch. I can read one text, one word, and then nothing else is making sense. You will continue to be where you are and waiting for the next video. That is when I speak. Yeah. Or you can contact me. We can have small conversations. You become healthier, wealthy, wiser. I become healthy, wealthy, wiser. Contemporaries, it becomes easier to share content. Then others also are getting healthy, wealthy, wiser. Then and future generations are also getting better. So you would have a problem if you're having a problem with I become better, you also okay. Yeah. Others are all no, we'll only make money. Yeah. I have 10 layers. It's called Do You Know Your Onions? Yeah, do you know your onion? So you think you okay, you can okay, you do also fine. Others are all no, no. Yeah, they all bad people, they take and do all this stuff and they have their bad karmas and all that. Yeah. I have 10 layers of how many kinds of relationships we have. Starting from me, I, mine. So these are contexts from which you think. Me, I, mine, you, I. So there's a relationship called you, I, you and I, you, I, you, your relationship with the idea called you. So who is you? Anybody whom you think is good or anybody whom you think is bad. Both is a you, yeah. Yours. So your stuff versus my stuff. Your stuff. So your. Us. What you're calling as us. So who is included in us? Who's not included in us? Yeah, so us. Your relationship with us. Your relationship with we. What does we mean? Ours. Yeah. So what all is includable in what you're calling as ours and what all is excluded? Ours. Then I call we, like me plus we. When we say we, are you part of the we? Or have you kept yourself this here? You're the person is here, the person within the persona. So we're saying we. So the persona and the different people identities, we say like in an organization, like in a family, we say we. But the real person, the me behind the persona, the person behind the persona is back. So at least one's removed. And then you're saying the persona, we're all, part of the same planet. Yeah. The person behind the persona is one step back. So then from there, there's this star behind the moon. Well, I'm going to look at it and the dynamics. So what is being said, what is not said, what is able to be said. And then there's this control dynamics. So the persona is controlled, so you don't know the person. Because the person is step back and then watching. Because I have to put a link and have money moving through my banks. Yeah, because what I'm talking about hasn't been discovered since a very long time. And people are also peering through telescopes and microscopes. So everybody have their own businesses of everyday living. And this is something that I discovered peering through books and textbooks and going through courses. And my parents are paying for me. Yeah. So I'm in debt. I need to be returning money. So while the condition for my economic status, how it is also because of contributions of all of you people. Okay, people who are doing this control dynamics and quantum mechanics, quantum dynamics. Ow. Yeah. I am saying, yeah, and I'm doing healthy natural breathing, maintaining the Sat Karma through my genetic material, through my method of maintaining health. So there's a punya from it. So my karma, my Sat Karma, what I'm doing and how is it benefiting everybody, that's my good karma. So what you're doing, what you don't know, and what you're doing from what you do, what you know, what you don't know, that's your karma. That's your account balance. So you say, okay, now me versus you. At only me saying, no, we are all on the same planet. So I'm doing what I can, including making this video and doing healthy natural breathing, by which taking care of our genetic family. We are all related. We are like sprouts with the roots all entangled. Yeah, kind of. So I'm doing what I can through healthy natural breathing. If you would like to know what I'm doing, then contact me. You will also be able to participate in humanity, life all around, and living from you doing the right thing because we're all related. Otherwise, quantum mechanics and the martial arts, and you're kicking your own people, and basically you're kicking yourself when you're kicking somebody else. Yeah, that's called you don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. Yeah, you don't know the whole. So we have to go beyond the pandemic of death. If we're going to keep continuing doing these practices, we are not having the benefit of health, wealth, wisdom. You're not turning around the situation, says the Big Bang. And there's a person who's making rockets to fly off to Mars. Where do you think you're going? We're all related. Yeah. So it would do you well to just talk to me, and we actually discuss things. So you would be one human being who's doing the right thing, by which your genetic influence through the fabric of time space, who know, maybe I'm related with you. Yeah. And people around you are related. And instead of whatever is having you think, doomsday thoughts and you have to fly off to Mars to avoid a catastrophe or any of that, you would be instrumental in actually turning around any such thought lines that could be apparently catastrophic. Yeah. Contact me. You would be saving your own life. Yeah. And which is good. You would be going beyond the pandemic of death. It's a long time. Life would like to have us go beyond the pandemic of death. Yeah. I said that. Okay. So I will now go take care of my own bodily composition from all this control dynamics and detangle and, you know. So what I'm hearing is I've got you to a particular state. Yeah. So which works for me. Um, uh, it's called VUCA. Volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. So you will continue to, you're doing this, everything is working now, it's not working. Yeah. And then you try to control, hold on to frequency, energy, vibration. This is definitely movementless yoga. It's definitely a yoga with a difference because you're not holding on to frequency, energy, vibration, any particular asanas, poses. Yeah. So without moving a muscle, you're not holding into one kind of, you know, breathe, let out, breathe. So that pattern is not being followed. Yeah. So you're not holding on with your muscles, holding on to something to maintain a breathing method. Count four, release so much. None of that is happening. So this is yoga with a difference. Yeah. So you talk or you'll get me into trouble. Yeah. You're already in trouble. Yeah. And simply talking, it's like teaching a kid how to turn on the fire. Yeah. So that's why I make content put behind a um, payment link. And if I have to speak more or not speak more, life says I'm to make money. Yeah. Because what I'm talking about, people are reading in textbooks and reading textbooks anyhow. So I will also speak. Yeah. So you can continue to hear stuff. And you want it in a collated manner. Otherwise, you're having lots of bits of information. For you to read in a collated manner, you'll have to come to my school and then reference the material and then um, small payment. Yeah, so it takes some effort to make it. It takes some effort to make it. Yeah, these are like world literature, cuisine, and arts and culture and what have you. Yeah, collated. So it's a university and in layers at that. It takes some effort. So you'd have to pay some money. Nevertheless, talking to me will get you started in getting healthy, wealthy, wiser. Otherwise, you can go through world literature. Yeah, lot of textbooks, lots of movies and songs, and you have um, cuisines and places to visit, and yeah, lots of material. And some places you don't even know exist. For example, they're calling it as Star Wars. Yeah, so like what happened since the Big Bang, how many civilizations have formed over time, that Earth formed over time. So there are some material you have no idea how they actually work. So there are some texts which are not quite written, yeah, or not quite there in a format which you can read without knowing how. So yeah, welcome to healthy natural breathing. It's yoga with a difference. Yeah, this is a movement like Samudra Manthan. But it's also how you will make love. Nice, fine. Healing the fabric of time, space, love. So I'm like the golden flower here. Yeah. With the golden hair. Yeah. Detangle. I figured out the hair can become gold. It's called Swarnamani. Yeah, like skin, golden skin. And how to maintain the um, fabric of time space. So we are having nice, beautiful sunshine. It's a golden light. So Surya Koti Samaprabha. Yeah, so I'm not being also bright and shiny because it'll hurt the kids' eyes. So I'm just being my form. So what does Surya Koti Samaprabha look like? This is like the light of hope. And Pandora's box was opened. Hope is the last, apparently, the glowworm that came out. And then I discovered this is just the beginning. Light is showing up, and then many, many light, like that. So one light followed by many, many light, then we'll like Tare Zameen Par. Yeah, like that. Okay, so me mastering, it's like the ship has a mast for sail with a sail. Moana's the movie Moana. There's, okay, there's a ship with a sail. Yeah. Nowadays we don't have sail. Old movies used to, like the Pirates of the Caribbean sail. So with a mast. So there's a master. You go with the ship. The first one has a mast, announcing it's a ship, kind of. Yeah. So so me mastering the idea. So yeah, there's a little bit of a master class here. Okay. So thank you so much for your kind interest. I hope this has been of value to you. I'll keep posting content like this and make links. Yeah, I'm repeating myself. But I got to also go reset my talking things because there's this sniffles come up. So all of these influences from all of this puppetry and quantum mechanics and all that stuff. So I'm going to restore being human so that I continue to function like the golden flower and we are detangle and then it's a you only do it. Yeah, you only do this healing thing. Have you seen how big the universe is? Do you know how many families are there? You see WHO's global list of diseases? One person can do so much. It takes a lot of people, yeah, to maintain to go beyond WHO's global list of diseases. One person can do so much. And we all have a body that's human. So, are you having a difficulty or disease? Which means my yoga method, my genetic material, my quantum mechanics is not quite reaching you. When you contact me, your quantum effects, whatever you're affected by, begins to get resolved. So I don't know how many family lineages we have come from. So what I'm doing is affecting some people. If you're continuing to have diseases, it's either because of what you're doing, how you're practicing health, over and above the health improvement that I may be doing, yeah, from my health maintenance. And so contacting me is what will give you the best chance of going beyond your diseases or economic challenges or wisdom challenges. And consequently, you being able to help turn around WHO's global list of diseases. Yeah. Okay. So I have communicated this message. This is also like my business advertisement here right now. Yeah. So this is the difference in Maelstrom Intelligence suite of solutions. It's from a person-centric model of the universe, from Manushya Dharma, where Manushya means Manu, there's like Lord Manu Smriti, yeah, Manu. And Manushya is humanity as has evolved over time since when man first walked the earth. So Manushya is Manu Shya, like that which arises from the sh or the silence. You say shh. When you're asking somebody to be silent, we say shh. From there. Yeah, like that. And I'm speaking the silence, sounds of silence. So this is the voice of Mukambika. Yeah, the voice of the voiceless. So I'm speaking for the voiceless. So the shh, yeah. So I'm speaking for sh, yeah. So shwa is also there. So in Hebrew there is a dagesh, but it's also called the shwa, yeah, or the dots, the little symbols by which you say sir or okay, let's say a, a, a. So those changes in how you pronounce a word, a letter, is by these dots and symbols. So shwa or dagesh, so many kinds, they call it many names. So how do you, so I'm speaking for the voiceless. So I hope this gives you perspective on what is different in movement like Samudra Manthan. Yeah, this is yoga, the difference. Good day.